Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Fight. Finish him. Excellent. Kano. Liu Kang. Raiden. Johnny Cage. Scorpion. Sub-Zero. Sonya. Finish him. Excellent. Get over here. Finish him. Excellent. Kano. Liu Kang. Raiden. Johnny Cage. Scorpion. Sub-Zero. Sonya. Test your might. Test your might. Finish him. Fatality.
People of cyberspace land, what is going on? How is everybody doing on this day of the week in which it is so freaking hot? It is so unbelievably hot right now that I do not have sleeves on. That should tell you how hot it is up in this place, in this corner of cyberspace. What's going on, Will? And any lurkers out there in cyberspace land? I believe I saw a wild coffee cup arcade here a little bit earlier. Hopefully all of you are doing fantastic today. No, the HVAC has not been replaced yet. It is so hot. Yes, it is. That is in fact how hot it is, Paul. What is going on? How's it going? It's so good to see you here today. Yeah, long story short, we're getting a few quotes before we pull the trigger, because the last time we didn't get a few quotes and we pulled the trigger on something, it was not the right move. So we're just getting a few quotes here, and yeah, so there's that. Paul, so let's clarify. So I was going to get, or it is in the plans for us to get a new HVAC upstairs here that is primarily for this room. The one that is hooked up to the upstairs right now, it is ancient, and it basically doesn't really cool. It's just exhaust. So yeah, it's quite a guy is very hot up in this corner of cyberspace, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So yeah. So let's see. what do we have to talk about here? I don't have any Happy Meal stuff. Obviously, I was out of town last week. Again, this was a quick little trip. You act like it's been hotter than Hades the last. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That. I know. Someday.
That is one big pile of.
Someday we will get back to the Happy Meals, but until then, here we are. But anyway, I was out of town last week. My wife and I took a quick little trip to Denver. We went to a show, saw one of her favorite artists, Noah Kahn. Not really my thing, but it was a good show. He definitely put on a good show. That did a few, just 8 things as one does. And then we did a hot air balloon ride, which was very cool. Something that I had not ever done before, and it was something I was never expecting to do. I never didn't want to do it. I never wanted to do it. So was kind of indifferent about it. But it's very cool. It's very, very quiet up there in the air when the thing is not going. So that was very cool. And so did that. Had to wake up at freaking 4:00 in the morning the day after the Noah Kahn concert to go to that. So that was a rough turnaround if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So did that. Did a few other random things. We and then later that night we went to the Red Rock Amphitheater and they were playing Jurassic Park that night, and that was very, very cool. Very, very cool to be in the mountainous kind of region like that. So it was very cool. How was the sound? The sound, it was good. It was good. It wasn't. We weren't really in the middle, as I would desire. We were kind of in the middle of the stage left line array, the main stage left line array, and the whole the line array that was the fill on the other side. So we were kind of in the middle of those two. So it wasn't ideal for my taste, but it sounded pretty good. It did in fact sound pretty good. And Red Rock Amphitheater sounded pretty good as well. I was kind of shooketh considering how crazy my freaking in-ear thing is going crazy. It's picking up every frequency on the planet. I'm probably going to start listening to the weather in my ears here. What was I going to say? Never given thought to hot air balloons. Always wanted to skydive. Yeah, it's funny. When I was younger, I wanted to skydive so bad, and as I've gotten older, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. But I could be convinced. I don't know. Red Rock is a bucket list venue. Yeah, it was very nice. Obviously, it was a movie, so it wasn't bumping in there or anything. But I mean, it was cool. They had a JBL system there, so that was cool. They did have a pre-show thing before that. That was we have, goodness gracious, gravy pants. We have something that needs to be pinned. Look at that. Let's do that. But yeah, they had a pre-show where they had an actual. Oh frick! What are the people that dig up dinosaur fossils? Science and things. They had an actual one of those bros. And that was very cool. He actually brought a raptor claw with him and pulled it. Yes, thank you, Will. Thank you. He pulled a raptor claw out of his back pocket as seen in the film. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, he just kind of talked about some stuff for a while and then watched Jurassic Park and then and that was it. We did, obviously, I can't go to a place like this without going to a game store or something like that. So we went to, my wife likes to go to bookstores. We like to find local coffee shops and that kind of thing. So we did a little bit of that. We found one game store in the Denver area. Went to that. Looks like a 6-foot turkey, right? Exactly, Will. Exactly. So I got 2 Sega CD games while we were there, so that was cool. Got Black Hole Assault. This is an older Sega CD game. You can tell by the box here. It's not. This is like a kind of a newer quote unquote one. But this is like a kind of sci-fi mech fighting game. I thought looked pretty cool. And Prize Fighter. This is one of those FMV games that I love so much. But this one, it's kind of like a Rocky situation. You got the Ready to Rumble guy there in this, but this is all live footage, and then you're playing as a boxer, and then you do the thing. You do the thing. So yeah, at some point we're gonna dig into some FMV games, but that is not today. That's not today, because today we are playing none other than Snatcher here. You do it live. Exactly, Will. Exactly. We're playing Snatcher here on the Sega CD. So I'm going to preface this by saying this is a little bit more of a mature game, okay? Ages 13 and up. So if you're under 13, this might not be appropriate for you. There is some blood. I don't remember if there are any pecs or anything in there, you know what I'm saying? But there may be some C-tier cusses or something. I don't remember. It's been a few years since I played this, but it's very good, and we're just gonna dive in. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I do want to look at the manual because I have not done that. So let's whip it out here. You know what I'm saying? Will, I did in fact. I haven't tested it though, so you can if you'd like to be the first to test it, by all means. There it is. There it is. Look at that. That's some deep lore for all of you. Oh, there's like a comic in here. That's pretty cool. There was already a peck on that page there. So yeah, basically TLDR, this game, there's this these Terminator guys called Snatchers, and they are killing people and taking their places in society. And I did it for you, Will. I did it for you. It was also a very good idea, so yeah. So these Terminator things are killing people and taking their place in society, and you play as a detective that's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So yeah. And the cool thing about this, it's kind of like a point and click kind of thing with like a visual point and click kind of thing. But there are also light gun stages, and just a warning. This is one of those older light gun games where when you pull the trigger, the screen turns white. So if any of you have any sensitivity issues to that, I will be sure to mention this prior to entering those sections. But yeah, anyway. This is just a basic. I just love the artwork in this. This just makes me very happy. It makes me very happy. We got a Gillian Seed is 31 years old. Warning: possible pecs and yes, exactly. Yes. We got lots of friends in here. So yeah. Oh goodness gracious. Warning: the following. Oh, dude, let's not look too far into that. We don't want any spoilers. But anyway, this is I mentioned this when I got this, but this is I got this from my local game store, the Disconnection. So mega ultra shout out to them if you're ever in the Bartlett, Tennessee area, or I mean really just like the West Tennessee area ish. Highly recommend Disconnection, but I worked out a trade with them for this because this is not a cheap game and I would not be buying it otherwise. So traded some stuff that I didn't really care about for a game that is like at the top of my list. It's like S tier as far as video game collectibles. Well, depends on who you're asking, but for me, for my list, it's it's like up there at the top. So yeah. Okay, let's hurl our body parts into this video game here. Let's figure out which button to push. That's the button we need to push. And let me try to make sure my controller is working. Absolutely will. And that's the thing. I've kind of gotten to this point in collecting where I don't want to like I don't want to add more shelves or anything like that. So if I want something and it doesn't fit, I got to figure out how to get rid of some of the other stuff that's on there, especially if it's stuff that I'm just not playing or whatever. So okay, we're starting a new game here. We're going to do joypad and gun. I don't remember how many light gun sections there are. There are not that many. There are just like a handful, so we may not even get to one tonight. I don't know. In this game, when I played through this game last, it took me about 10 hours to beat it. So I don't, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm at the opposite. I would like more shelves and a lot more cards. It's cool. It's cool. I have been there, Will. I have been there. But at the end of the day, there's only so much wall real estate here. And yeah, it just, for me, it's one of those things. It just doesn't really make sense to keep some of this stuff just to keep collecting things. If it's stuff that I had that like maybe I'd already played it, and I was done with it, I was ready to move on, or something I had from my parents' video store that I literally have not played since 1996. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's do. I think this is like a gun calibration thing. Let's see. Aim for the center and pull the trigger. Look at that. Test shooting possible. Test shooting possible. Press gun start button to return to menu. Okay. Cool. And this is a Konami The Justifier, a Konami light gun, and it does have
On April 14th, 2026, MichaelK said, "Freak farts."
I did say that. I think I've said that many times. This does have a mod in it. On eBay, I highly recommend this dude. I actually did a video on. I forgot what it was that I did a video on that I bought from him. I don't remember. But I did a video on one of the mods that he had, and he actually ended up seeing the video and reaching out to me and sending me like a handful of other mods that he made. But this, if you've ever used a light gun in an arcade, you will realize that it feels a lot different than a lot of the light guns at home. Aside from the NES Zapper, that's kind of a different situation. But a lot of the like 16-bit, 32-bit, whatever up light guns, the trigger feels a little cheap, right? But he made mods for all of, like I have one for the Saturn light gun and then one for the Genesis light gun that it adds like a micro switch in there. Hear that little click? It's as satisfying to touch as it sounds. So anyway, shout out to Magic Trash Man on eBay. Asmir indeed, Will. Asmir indeed. If you're into that kind of stuff. And the mod was super easy to do. One of them required a little soldering. I say it was easy to do. I can't remember if it was this one or the Saturn one. I think it was the Saturn one that required some soldering, but this one was easy to do. I don't remember. Whatever. But anyway, so yeah. Magic Trash Man on eBay. If you search by users, highly recommend his stuff. So, okay. Let us... Oh, yeah. It's kind of misleading that quit is start game. Got it, though. The story, characters, and events in this game are entirely fictional. Any similarities to actual people, places, and events are entirely coincidental. This game employs RSS Roland sound space in some... Okay, well, that's cool. I wonder if that's related to Roland drums. The story is dedicated to all those cyberpunks who fight against injustice and corruption every day of their lives. By the way, this game is going to have a lot of reading in it. I don't normally play this kind of stuff, but... very Terminator-like indeed, but I feel like there's some other pretty cool details in here that go kind of beyond Terminator lore. Does everyone have their tickets to the gun show? Also, what's going on, Grimaldo? Hello. How's it going? It's so good to see you. Japan. I was getting a notepad because this is my detective notepad. I'm going to have to take some detective notes here as we do the thing. Oh, I didn't mention that the music is great in this. Yes, sir. So yeah, this game it's kind of a combination of voiceover stuff like that, and then also some text and stuff. So we'll feel it out, and I'll turn the volume kind of up and down. But this game, this is a Hideo Kojima game. So if you know anything about Hideo Kojima, he's kind of a rock star of the video game industry. But he's the guy that's responsible for like the Metal Gear Solid series. Most recently, he started his own studio and he did the Death Stranding game. But this is one of his earlier games, and he just has a very out there, brilliant storytelling mind, you know. The man himself. I did a drum cover, well, a short of this song a while back. I should probably put that in the pre-stream rotation. Frick, Will, I totally forgot to watch that video. I need to watch that. I'm gonna make a note here right now about watching that.
How was work? Everything okay?
Gillian, what is it? What's wrong?
Jamie, I've become a junker.
A junker? Gillian, but why?
Jamie, you know why. It's the only way we can regain our lost memories. Snatcher is the only word that keeps coming back every time we try to remember our past. I have to face them to find out why.
Yes, but I can sense that there is something terrible hidden in our past. And if we remember it, it will destroy us.
Jamie! I'm going now.
What? I can't hear you!
You and me both, Will. This is also like peak 16-bit pixel art. It's so good.
Seed, estimated age 31. 3 years ago, he and his wife Jamie Seed are taken into protective custody in the Siberian Neutral Zone by the 17th Siberian Investigative Force. Both Gillian and Jamie suffer from severe amnesia. Their memories of events prior to being picked up in Siberia lost in a mysterious mental fog. 2 years ago, after a vain attempt to rebuild their marriage, Jamie and Gillian separate. Following extensive special military training, Gillian is ordered to report to Kobe City as a junker, effective today.
Go yeah! Okay. Frick, it's so good. That's just so beautiful to me. Konami. Omni building. Junker headquarters. Act 1 is called Snatch. For those of you who wanted to just hear me say that. Welcome to Junker headquarters. May I help you? Oh, I just realized when you said Hideo Kojima made this game, this is all the bits, long cutscenes, great. Yes, absolutely. Is my controller not connected? Oh, you hit C. Smiley face. So, if you've never played one of these games before, basically, you're in a room, and then you have like a bunch of different options that you can do. So you can look at different things. So let's we could look at the girl there, make an observation. We can look at the poster. It's just a Junker recruiting ad. It's one of those pod type reception units where the operator sits in a shielded capsule. This is pretty heavy duty stuff they've got here. This place might be more dangerous than I thought. And I mean, you can kind of take whatever approach you want with these, but usually it's good to kind of look at things and then interact with them versus just, you know, go in all Rambo-like. It looks like a security camera. Look at that. Door. It looks like it leads into the inside of the headquarters. Let's look at the area. This seems to be Junker headquarters lobby. Their security looks really tight. Okay. It's no use. She's protected by a shield. Okay. So there's a government ad that must be, what organization are you with, sir? And then sometimes when you interact with something, different things will happen based on, obviously, when you interact. But with Rambo, they drew... yeah, there's that, Will. There is, in fact, that. What organization are you with, sir? Front pod. The shield is heat-proof and shock-proof. It's specifically designed to withstand an attack by Snatchers. See, I think the thing that's... Okay. When you investigate things, you learn things about different things that may come into play later on. So we can just leave it at that. So it can be helpful. You don't have to investigate and look at everything, but, you know. It looks like they're monitoring the offices with the camera. Let's look at the door. It's locked. Looks like the only switch for it is in the operator's pod. Investigate. There's nobody around but the operator. What organization are you with, sir? I don't know why she... Okay, let's just... I'm afraid only Junker personnel are allowed inside headquarters. Wait, okay. And then sometimes when you try to do something, that'll unlock, like, the next option here. Oh, well, let's try talking to that young woman over there.
I'm Gillian Seed. I've been assigned to Junker headquarters effective today.
Hang on. Let me swap left to right on this. I feel like it's backwards right now, even though I didn't think it was before smiley face. It's possible. It's very possible the game is just backwards. Un momento, por favor. 11 should be 12, and 12 should be 11. Let's try that. Wait, I didn't freaking connect to it. Mother of ShamWow. Should be 12. 12 should be... Okay, let's try that. Okay. Let's look at her again. Oh, we can look at different things. You're you're really very pretty. That's the first thing. Okay. Let's see. Well, we're not going to do all that junk. Let's have a talk. I've been assigned to Junker operations effective today. You just told me that, Gillian. Ask about Junkers. Could you tell me a little about Junker operations? The Junkers are a special task force put together to combat the Bioroid Snatcher menace. It's overseen by government intelligence agencies. Would you look at that? Ask about Neo Kobe. This is my first time in town. Oh, you'll get used to it right away. Everybody's pretty welcome. There are many different ethnic groups and types of people here. It's Japan, but it's not Japan. Huh, if you know what I mean. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. About me. Tell me a little about yourself. About me? Isn't that a bit forward, Mr. Seed? Let me tell you about myself first. Maybe you'll tell me. I can tell you're very smooth with the ladies. A pretty good memory, Mr. Seed, especially if it's concerning an attractive man like you. Goodness gracious. Okay. The official Junker name and trademark appear on it. Shep. Oh, that's cool. Japanese undercover neurokinetic elimination ranger. Neurokinetic. That's pretty cool. I like it. I like that. Operator. I know it seems a bit much but it's supposed to protect from Snatchers. I like how Snatchers always has to be in all caps. Snatchers even attack up here. Yes, it happened several times before. They're not stupid, you know. Let's investigate. Not even a tank could break through this. How about the camera? Maybe I should try waving high. Chief always monitors the feed from that camera. If I wander around too much, I'll make a bad first impression. Looks like an entrance to a vault. But you like to see the office, right? You're not wrong. If I were, yeah, okay. Now what? Could you give me a few more details about Junkers? A Junker's principal duty is to identify Snatchers who have infiltrated society and eliminate them. From the air, it's hard to believe it's a man-made island. Well, it's pretty big. They are practically they practically filled in the whole inland sea. I'd really like to know more. How about next time? What haven't I freaking done? I feel like I did all that. Can I enter the pod?
Gillian's fine, and you can call me Gillian, Mika.
Okay, Gillian. I'll open the main door and show you around headquarters.
Preach. Where shall I show you first? Okay, so there's all kinds of stuff going on here. I mean, let's just check out the main office here.
Chief Cunningham, Gillian Seed is here. I brought him in as you requested.
Thanks for coming, Seed. I'm Benson Cunningham, the Chief of Junker Operations. I've heard all about your special training in the military, Seed. I hope you'll put it to good use on your new assignment here. By the way, I understand you're suffering from amnesia. Any sign yet that your memory's coming back?
You're married, aren't you?
That's unfortunate.
I can see your point there.
Let's look around here, shall we? Let's look at the chief. So he's the chief of Junker Operations, just as I imagined him. Did you say something? No, I'm just sitting here talking to myself, looking around the room. Information from all over the world is continuously pouring in. I guess that's that monitor over there to his right or something. Let's look out the window. It's a nice night view of Neo Kobe. Too bad there are Snatchers lurking out there somewhere. Neo Kobe and I have great view, don't you think? Let's look at that picture. A picture of a vase. What a funny design. Let's look at the sofa. It looks like a pretty comfortable sofa. Let's investigate the chief. Seed, I'm no Snatcher. I always, like, in games like this, whenever you do something like investigate this thing, I'm always wondering, like, what they're doing. Are they just, like, you know, getting all handsy, you know? Let's investigate the monitor. It's a general purpose monitor using both liquid crystal display and plasma display technology. Bro, were there plasma displays back in 1994? Was that a thing? That's pretty crazy if so. What was I doing? I'm investigating the picture. So this is his taste in art, huh? Don't touch that picture. It's very special to me. Brother just walked up into the boss's office and just started rubbing his hands all over his picture on the wall. Like, it's an air cushion type sofa. It's the latest in robot sofas employing chaos system technology. All right, let's talk about Junkers. Junker headquarters was set up a year ago by the police as a special task force to combat the Snatcher problem. Junker operations were officially started in August of this year. We answered directly to the government's intelligence agencies. This poster is really pretty tacky. Oh, really? That's my design, by the way. Chief, your taste is right out of the Dark Ages. About Junker Authority. A Junker operates with certain rules and privileges different from regular police officers. Those are, the purpose of the Junker force is to eliminate Bioroid Snatchers. A Junker, even in the course of carrying out one, must not harm innocent civilians. A subject may not be physically investigated or restrained unless irrefutable evidence exists that indicates the subject is indeed a snatcher. So, basically, like what I said, like you can't just investigate a brother without having reason to believe that he needs to be touched. You know what I'm saying? A Junker is required to assist and support civilian bounty hunters. In order to carry out one, a Junker is allowed to use... a Junker is allowed the use of a blaster and a navigator and a turbo cycle. Those are the 5 rules. Copy that. Was that duties that I just did? A Junker's job is highly specialized and extremely dangerous. A Junker's job is highly specialized and extremely dangerous. That's why there are so few of us. I'm the chief. Harry's the engineer. Then there's Mika, Gibson, and you are our runners. It's just the 5 of us. Let's talk about Snatchers. Yes, 3 years ago, the Snatchers suddenly appeared here in Neo Kobe. We have no idea where they came from or what they want. We do know that they copy the appearance of their victims, and take their place in society, and that their numbers are increasing. Let's talk about Navigators. It's a robot designed to assist Junkers by performing all types of analysis. It's got a pretty good sensor setup too. Okay, that's all the things. I feel like we're good here. Oh, the chief isn't done talking. Why don't you ask the chief about your duty? Oh, I missed one. My bad. A Junker's job is to figure out who the Snatchers are and to eliminate them. I want you to put your special training in the military to good use and investigate those points about Snatchers that we don't yet understand. We've got to put a stop to them.
That should be enough to make your duties as a Junker quite clear. This is your Junker ID card. It will identify you as a Junker. Carrying it allows you to exercise your special authority.
I see. Sort of like a police officer's badge, huh?
And here's some money. It's not much, but you'll need it to carry out your investigation.
Look at that.
Cash?
Credit cards aren't accepted in some regions of the city. You'll need this sooner or later.
Sounds like it's a rough place out there.
Go see Harry, the engineer. He's got your equipment ready for you.
Copy that. Oh, possessions. Let's look at our possessions. Okay, we have these things. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Engineering. Don't mind if I do. Goodness gracious, what is on the wall? This is engineering. All the junkers, that is the runners, equipment is made here.
On May 21st, 2024, MichaelK said, "Get in my apple."
We've all been there. Okay. Doesn't look like Harry's around at the moment. Let's look around. Let's look at Mika's face again. You are truly beautiful. Like, what if you were giving a new employee a tour of the building and they just kept commenting on how I feel like that would be like some kind of HR situation, probably. You would not be, in a very good place with the HR team in the first 10, 15 minutes of your job. Thanks, Gillian. I'll take that at face value. Area. There are tools and machines all over the place. It's a regular factory in here. This room always looks like this. I don't know how he finds anything. Okay. Let's ask about Harry. Harry Benson is our engineer. He's a bit of a lush, but he's a friendly and sweet old guy. About navigators. Every junker investigator gets an analysis robot. Quite a combination, eh? We call the robots navigators. Copy that. His wife was killed by Snatcher. This is Gibson. 2 years ago. After that, he quit his detective job and became a junker. Since then, he's been living with his daughter, Katrina. Frick, I'm just remembering details about this game. It's so good. Let's talk about Katrina. She's Jean's only child. She turned 18 this year. Cool. All right. I think we're good here. We will return once Harry returns. Where would you like to go next? Let's go to the detective's room and take a look in there. If I had a nickel. This is the detective's room, the office for our runners. That's what we call junker investigators like you. You'll be using that desk in the back. What about this desk near the door here? That's Jean's desk. Jean Jack Gibson. She's our ace runner. A lot of information flows into here. All the information available to our runners is output from Jordan. Look near desk. This is an antique desk. Jean's really into antiques. Looks like a nice desk, but I probably won't be using it much. That's accurate. But when you need to use it, you need to use it. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to have one when you need it. Let's look at the area. This place is really different from other detectives' offices. All right. Let's ask about Harry. He's quite brilliant. He's won 3 Nobel Prizes and the Fields Prize, too. Let's ask about navigators. Jean's navigator is called Little John. I wonder what kind of navigator you'll get. Let's ask about Gibson. He's apparently out on an investigation at the moment. I'll introduce you as soon as he gets back. Ask about Katrina. She's a model. She's quite cute. Oh, goodness gracious. I wonder if I can. It's an ID card with special. All my personal data is recorded on this card. Gillian, that card is really important. Take good care. I'm just standing there in front of her like. Okay. That was good. We're just getting acquainted with HQ here. Okay, computer room. This is Junker Headquarters computer room. This is like I'm literally in a computer right now. It's linked to databases throughout the country so you can find almost any information you might need. All right. Let's continue to look around. We're done looking at Mika's face. Computer. Antiques in the computer room, eh? I haven't seen a keyboard in some time. Wow. We're looking at the area. A number of input and output devices are linked to the host computer. Yeah, okay. Let's ask about the computer. This is our host computer, a model RM1013. We call it Jordan. That's for Junker Online Regional Data Access Network. It employs full-scale artificial intelligence-based processors. Jordan is fully programmed with all human learning routines and uses an intelligent interface to perform automatic translation, problem-solving, you name it. It employs expert-class artificial intelligence routine developed for field work robots. It's the best there is. How to use. First, put your Junker card in this slot. Once it's confirmed you as a user, you just follow the instructions that Jordan flashes on the screen. Let's talk about Harry. Harry's an orphan. He lost his parents in the catastrophe. That's very unfortunate. Let's talk about navigators again. Don't worry, we'll get one from Harry. If you meet him, you'll understand why he's so good. That was Gibson. Katrina, don't be getting any funny thoughts. She's only 18. All right, let's use Jordan. Go ahead, sit down here. Once you register the system, the rest is easy. And Jordan's our headquarters at Host HQ. Please insert your ID card. What has this thing got a personality? Let's use our card. Okay, Junker card going in. User confirmed as Gillian Seed. Well, at least it let me in. Let's see. Load ID file. Jordan ID file uses the cursor to input the name of the person you are searching for. Input first name, then last name without a space. First name. Oh my gosh. This is one of those things where you can get like totally crazy. Like I think this is a thing. Kojima. Please search for file under last name. Wait, what? Kojima. Frack. Ha! Born in 1963. Personality, third generation family man. Snatcher has crossed the sea. I hope you all enjoy it a lot. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay. It also kind of helps to like know people's names and stuff for stuff like this because you literally have to just enter stuff. Load fact file. Please select the category you wish to search. Like this is all kinds of stuff. Like the depth of this is wild, right? Just that, like, the amount of lore involved in building something like this. Distinguishing features of Snatchers. Characteristics. Snatchers operate almost exclusively at night and during the winter months. Snatchers only snatch VIPs. Their ultimate goal appears not to be the snatch itself, but some secondary effect of it. Snatchers' targets are restricted by their physical size, which they can adjust the size of their major body areas. These adjustments are limited. As such, their victims are exclusively persons of 150 to 180 centimeters in height. This makes snatching of children, the elderly, etc. impossible. 4 Snatcher weapons: a mouth-firing laser cannon. That's not what you want. Weak point: thin, slit portions of their skull armor, which make head size adjustments possible. Oh, that's cool. So, like, little details like that. That's super cool, right? This game feels like it's got 500 endings, and 497 of them are bad, and that is accurate. That's quite accurate. I don't remember how many endings it has, but I do believe it has several. Let's just look at another one really quick. Let's look at Neo Kobe. How about Snow 9? Crystalline form of pollen created using genetic manipulation techniques. Developed for military use, it disrupts nearly all radio transmissions. It is poisonous to humans. In large quantities, it can cause symptoms similar to respiratory arrest, while even smaller quantities cause allergy-like symptoms such as sneezing and running nose. Larger than ordinary pollen, the crystals are visible to the naked eye and appear similar to snow, hence the name. The pollen creates environmental problems as well, and vegetation producing it was destroyed in large quantities after the war to avoid them. Nevertheless, it is reemerging in tropical regions as well as those subtropical regions where water supplies are plentiful, such as near rivers. At the present, only known area affected in Nyokobe is in the vicinity of the Ino River, as the pollen appeared in Nyokobe only after the first presence of Snatchers was confirmed. The relationship between the two currently under careful investigation. Interesting. Like, you could just freaking get completely lost in all this stuff. Like, all the lore here. Let's do one more lore. Let's just do the Junkers here. Junker headquarters layout. This is done. Front agency, Chief Zaba's engineering room, sex room, computer room, AI Jordan, turbo cycle, parking lot. Okay. So, not everything is intense. Deep lore or anything. Insector, spider-shaped probe security robots used by Snatcher's thread-like sensor apparatus deployed from rear of robot triggers needle gun attack if touched or approached. That's not what you want. Microjet powered, known to jump length 30 centimeters, weight 500 grams, specimens recovered for study by junk team. Invariability, self-destruct, preventing further analysis. Yikes. Okay. Hope that I was able to be of service. Thanks, Jordan. I look forward to our next session together. All right. Peace out. All right. Let's check the shooting range. This is the shooting range. Junkers come here to improve their marksmanship. I wonder if the junk team has a junk truck. Probably. How to practice. How do you start practice? Just follow the Junker's eye practice. Okay, great. I just want to ask about Harry one more time. That's what we're most concerned about here. If you're that interested, why don't you just meet him? Well, he wasn't in his room when we were there. Let's practice one. Let's do one session. You haven't gotten your blaster yet. Oh. I was so distracted by the fact that my blaster is sitting right here next to me. I didn't realize that it hadn't translated to Video Game World yet. Okay. But I think I should get some practice in first. Yes, but come on, let me take a crack at it. All right, if you must practice, I'll use my ray gun, but it doesn't have the power of a blaster. Is that okay? Yeah, thanks. Okay. Warning, the screen is going to flash white when I pull the trigger. So, do with that information what you will. If you press the gun start button, you can fire. You must put the safety back on to put away your blaster. Are you ready? Remember to shoot on it. Be careful you don't hit any civilians. The red gauge on the left shows the number of targets to appear. The yellow gauge on the right shows the number of hits. Start the introductory level. So, I have to turn the safety off by pressing the start button. Okay. I'm like right at the monitor, so this is... Oh, what the H? Actually, the way that you control this with a controller is pretty interesting because you actually... It's in like a grid pattern here. So whenever something appears in a spot, you move the D-pad in that direction and then you press a button. And it's kind of cool, kind of intuitive. So, look at that. Perfect score. You're quite the sharpshooter. I bet you've done this before, haven't you? No, ma'am. First time out. I can't stand liars, you know. It's due all that practice I had in the military, Mika. You're doing fantastic. If you can just cut down on the wasted shots, you'll have it perfect. Wow. Okay, let's go see Harry. Harry should be in his situation over there now. Engineering room. I don't know. He's quite a freewheeling type. Coffee Cup Arcade. What is going on? How's it going? All right, let's talk about it. Ask about navigators. By the way, your little companion's name is Metal Gear. I appreciate the shadow. You think it's some
Introduce yourself.
gigantic Metal Gear. Metal Gear.
Oh, he's cute.
So pretty cool. Pretty cool that it ties into like the Metal Gear series like that. Same universe. Okay. Let's ask about our blaster. Well, let's ask about Metal Gear. Let's see. Navigator's designed from the start as a junker's investigative assistant. On-site detection, analysis, recordings, communications, you name it. They're packed with features, and Metal Gear here is the latest model. What about an attack system? Don't they carry any weak points? Afraid not. They're unarmed. After all, the main idea behind a navigator is to assist in an investigation's data management. But they do have a save function. Just choose the Use Metal Gear command and then Save command. You can record the exact status of your investigation that way. In the same way, you can use the Use Light command to help you when it's too dark to see. I told you they were nice to have around, didn't I? How about communications? Does he have some kind of radio? There's a video phone installed. A video phone? That's right, just select Use Metal Gear and then Use Video Phone to access it. In theory, you can use it anywhere, but you have to watch out for interference. Sometimes the signal just can't get through. Alrighty then. Let's ask about our blaster. Look at that. Neat. Let's talk about Snatchers. You're an engineer. Tell me about how the Snatchers are built. It's odd, but we've never been able to get a specimen. They're always stolen or have self-destructed. They have any weaknesses? They're built really well, so it's tough to destroy them outright. Try to immobilize them. They've got these slits on their head for some reason. A well-placed shot there will often destroy their control functions. That's why it's important to practice your marksmanship. It's very clear that Harry did not read the documentation in the computer. What's going on, Brandon? How's it going? It's good to see you here today. Hopefully you're doing fantastic.
Turbocycle, specially designed for junker use. In addition to three-wheeled ground travel, it is capable of hovering and high-speed flight. The vehicle is also VTOL capable, so takeoffs and landings in narrow areas present no difficulty.
A flying tricycle, huh? I just came in one of these things.
We have been assigned this vehicle for use in our investigations.
Let's save. How about that? All right, I'll save everything that's happened up till now. Which file do you want me to save in? We're going to save in slot 2. Yep. Yet-da-da-do. Yes, I would like to continue to play. Okay. Let's investigate our body of the body of our vehicle. It's built with the latest ceramic plastics and carbon polymers. It doesn't even have a scratch on it. Look at that. Let's investigate the tire. There's no problem. The tires also have the inspector stamp on them. There's nobody in the parking lot besides us. All right. Let's do the do. Look at that. We're in the turbo cycle. Operation is computer controlled. Where would you like to go? Brandon, you just completed Sonic Generations. That is very cool. I quite enjoyed Sonic Generations when I first played through that. When that came out, I was pretty happy with that one. Factory Ruins. We've arrived at the abandoned factory. What would you like to do? Well, we should go home. So actually, we're done here. Peace out. We've arrived at the abandoned factory. This is where Gene called from. Let's look at the abandoned factory. Let's look at the building. It's a battered old factory, judging from its design. I'd say it dates from the period when manned production techniques were still used. It appears abandoned. It does look rather abandoned. Let's look at the sky. The sky is getting quite dark. It looks like a storm may be coming in. I would say it's pretty there already. Let's look at the area. This place is quite run down. It looks deserted, too. All right. Let's investigate the building. Hang on. Let's investigate motion detectors. Metal, are you reading anything? I can't tell from here. We'll have to move inside. Copy that. Let's investigate the area. There's no sign that anybody's around. Copy that. This is one of those games where if you don't investigate stuff like that, then, and you just, try to run into a building or something, you could wind up in a bad situation, right? The building is heavily damaged, has probably been abandoned since the last century. Do I have anything that can do the do? What am I? I'm just carrying cash. What is my favorite level in Sonic Generations? Probably, I always liked Chemical Plant with Modern Sonic. That was definitely one of my favorites. I think my favorite remix in the game, though, is City Escape. The classic Sonic version of City Escape. I know that that's a little divisive for some people, but I freaking love that remix of that Escape from the City song. Let's see if we can call... Can't get a clear frequency. Okay. It's probably due to the presence of Snow 9. Haha! Which we learned about. Snow 9. It's a bioengineered form of pollen which interferes with radio transmissions. So look at that. The man himself, Big Money Bowman. What is going on? How's it going? Welcome back from your con tour. Hopefully you have made millions of dollars in the process. And you live up to your name. How's it going? What the heck am I doing here? Of course, I'm always here right before I get on Whatnot. Make that money. Make that money, man. That's cool. I haven't been on Whatnot in quite a while. I should correct that. Even though my wallet says otherwise. I don't think I have anything else to do. I looked at everything. Geez, it looks pretty scary in there. Why don't we head home? Gillian, you're a full-fledged junker now. Pull yourself together. That's not what you want to hear.
Oh, no!
What was that?
A male scream. Perhaps something has happened to Jean-Jacques. Gillian, please use extreme caution. I read multiple moving objects within the factory. This could indicate the presence of Snatchers or Insectors.
Insectors? What in the world's that?
A spider-like robot used by Snatchers as security devices. Though compact in size, they are armed with needle guns. Use extreme caution.
Did really good in Utah. Best single con sales, but not biggest profit after paying $800 in gas. Yeah, yikes. Man, how long of a drive is it to Utah from you? That's frick. That's all this reading. 21-hour drive. Holy shnikes. Goodness gracious. Hopefully you stopped a few times for some good things to take a break. You found some cool stuff on the way, hopefully. That's cool. Was that, what kind of con was that? Was that like just a general retro kind of con, or was it like something else specifically? And thank you. It's very freaking hot in my room right now, so I thought I would wear the coolest tank top that I possibly could own. So yeah, Utah Retro Game Expo. That's cool. Very cool. Was it generally a pretty good convention? Is it worth the trek? All right, let's enter. All right, we're going in. Keep your blaster ready. Metal Jesus bought some VHS for me. That's cool. I've always wanted to meet him. He seems like a really cool dude. I've been watching his stuff for a long, long time. Not long after I got into the Game Chasers originally. So, like, I don't know, 2012, 2013 or something like that, maybe. Is that right? Maybe. I don't know. Long time ago. The vendor hall is about the size of ARC's, but I guess there's even less to do in Utah than Arkansas, so a lot of people came through. That's awesome. I'm still pretty wounded that I was not able to go to Arkansas Retro Expo this year. Hopefully next year it'll line up with my schedule correctly. Push the gun's start button to draw your blaster. Anything could happen in there. You might want to save frequently just in case disaster strikes. All right. So as I said before, there may be a gun section. Screen flashes white. Do with that information what you will. We've entered the factory. Got to see Napoleon Dynamite's house. That's awesome. Very cool. This is the spot where he placed that video phone call. Okay. Let's look at the ground. There's debris everywhere. Please watch your step. Let's look at the wall. There are pipes running everywhere. The ceiling looks quite weak. That's not what you want. Let's look at the area. The building is severely damaged. It should be demolished. Pipe. It's been weakened by rust in several places. All right. Let's investigate the motion detector. Metal, aren't you picking anything up? Nothing's moving. That's odd. What happened to Gene? Let's investigate the ground. I scanned the area with my sensors, but I can't pick up anything special. Looks like the concrete here is quite corroded. However, the ceiling of this place looks as if it could collapse at any moment. We must be careful. That's, again, not what you want. There's nothing special here. Where is Gene Jack anyway? Okay, we investigated a pipe and it was hot. Have I seen the Mario Galaxy movie? I have. Yes, I saw it way after everybody did, I think. It was like I saw it at the tail end of when it was in the theater. But I did really like it. I liked Fox in that movie. I love Star Fox, so it was pretty cool to see him in that movie. I'm going to have a blister there. Be careful, the surface is hot due to steam within. Okay, let's listen. I'm not picking up any sounds. Let's save. The 1993 Mario Brothers movie is better. I watched that not too long ago. It's quite a thing. It had been a while since I'd seen it. It holds up, man. It just holds up. Which file number would you like to save in? We're going to save in number 2. Yes. Let's continue the video game. Okay, so we have... Let's move. Advance. Just look at that.
What the?
It's Little John.
Little John?
Yes, Jean-Jacques Gibson's personal navigator.
On February 25th, 2025, MichaelK said, balls.
You don't say. Okay, what are we, okay, we got a drip. We got a drip. Let's look a little. Perfect quote. No notes. The ceiling's been damaged. Some of the wiring is sticking out. Little John's parts are spread everywhere. This is awful. There's wreckage everywhere. I don't detect anything special. Let's look at Little John. It's deeply unfortunate. Little John's been demolished. There's no way to repair damage this bad. Ripperoni. This charring indicates he was hit by fire from a laser cannon. Nearly all his circuits are burned completely through. Little John... What? Oh, yes. I had a friend in high school that just had a Little John CD in his car. That was literally... It seemed like all he ever listened to. Just on repeat. His functions have been completely terminated. Nevertheless, his memory may be all or partially intact. Where is Gibson? A navigator never leaves his runner's side unless there is a very serious reason. We have to hurry. Gibson's in trouble. I'm not feeling good about this situation, right? I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Let's investigate memory chip.
What do you think? Can you get this memory chip out of there in one piece?
I will attempt it. Now retrieving memory chip. Memory chip retrieved.
Okay. So, would that be in my possessions or no? Maybe Metal Gear has it. Look at that. I'm afraid I cannot analyze another navigator's memory. We'll have to go back to headquarters to process it. Let's just hope there's something left. Copy that. Let's listen. I can't confirm any sound except for the water up, so Little John's shorting out. Let's make sure. All right. Advance. All right, now moving ahead. look around the room. Let's look at the ground. Things are scattered all over the floor. Please watch your step. Let's look at the area. Besides the large pillar across the floor, there's nothing unusual. Let's investigate the motion detector. Hey, Metal, aren't you picking anything up? No, I'm not getting any reading. Let's investigate the ground, shall we? Sounds like your friend had great taste in early 2000s music. Yeah, we were just driving around in a black Ford Explorer, bumping Little John on repeat. What was I doing? Ground? Did I do ground? There's nothing special there. Area. We're the only ones in the area. Okay. Let's listen. It's uncomfortably quiet here. You look at that open door, though. That's a little alarming, IMO. I had a Blad Ford Explorer with a system in it. I called her Black Betty. I love it. I'm going to save one more time because I think things are about to happen. Black Betty was quite loud. Love it. All right, big money. Hope you have a fantastic Whatnot stream and you make at least $800 to pay for your previous trip. And take care. All right. All right, now moving ahead. Wait, there's a figure on the floor. Yep. That's not what you want. That's not what you want. Well, Gene, it was a good run, my friend. Gibson. It's Gibson. His head's been twisted completely off. Remember, if you are under the age of 13, you probably shouldn't be playing this video game. Okay. Let's really examine this. Jeez, I wish I didn't have to meet him like this. Can't believe they killed Gene. He dropped his blaster here. Is it better than mine? Maybe we can do a little swap-a-rooski, you know? Investigate. Let's investigate that blaster. It's an old type blaster. It's definitely Gene's. It's still warm. He's probably fired several shots. There was a key in one of his pockets. Look at that. Ah, I dropped my controller. I was so excited. Let's investigate. There's a key for. I don't know of anywhere where old keys like this are still used. Probably his house or apartment or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe his locker. I can't remember exactly. Oh, I did this. So... Metal, anything on your sensors? No, I'm not getting any reading. Let's listen. I'm not picking up any sounds. Moving ahead. It's a dead end. It's blocked by a cave-in. We can't go any further. Investigate. I keep doing the motion detector thing, and I'm just expecting something to be in, you know, a not good situation here, but all right. So we did that. It's been crushed by this mistake. Incredible strength. Hang on to this key as evidence. Stored. Okay. Probably we can just leave now, right? good here, right? We can just head on back. How about them motion detectors? Nothing. Nothing moving. All right, let's get the heck out of here. We don't have the exit. Oh, we haven't gotten the evidence. Let's go back. Let's go back in there. Just getting a little too cocky there. Is anything on the ground? I don't see anything else special. There's evidence of a struggle on the ground here, but I can't interpret it. He's still warm. That scream you heard was no doubt what killed him. His head has been twisted off. He died instantly. It would take incredible strength to do this. Gee, I wonder who did this. Already did all this. It's an all-type blaster. Uh-huh. There's evidence of a struggle on the ground here, but I can't interpret it. Frick. We already did all this. Evidence? What is evidence? Just the key? Okay. A personal item. If we check his things, we may be able to discover something. Okay. I think I've done everything I can do here. Is there anything else going on here? I think we looked at all this. It's blocked by a cave-in. Several tons of earth. Investigate. Dirt and sand. There's no way we could possibly move. No motion. I don't think there's anything else to do here. We listened. There's no sound. Okay. I think we're good. Did all that. All that's been done. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. So let's back her up. Back the truck up, as they say. What else might be around here? Look. Okay. Maybe if we go back to our little friend here. Is there something else that we can do with this? Ceiling's been damaged. Some of the wiring is sticking out. There's nothing unusual here except for Little John. There's wreckage everywhere. I don't detect anything special. Those drops really echo in here. Can only find a Little John's memory chip. Did we get the memory chip? Yeah, we did. Uh-huh. Okay. Wasn't quite the genre of music I was consuming. I was still listening to the late 90s, early 2Ks hip-hop pretty regularly. Nice. I don't think there's anything else to do here. Is there something else here that we're missing? So weakened by the rust in separate places. The building is severely damaged. It should be demolished. Ceiling was quite weak. There are pipes running everywhere. There's debris everywhere. What are we missing? It looks like the concrete here is quite corroded. This place looks as if it could collapse at any moment. There's nothing special here. So where's the Snatcher? We know there was a Snatcher here. We know that to be true. Steam is still leaking out. Don't touch it. Haven't you learned your lesson? There's nothing moving but the two of us. Emmanuel, what is going on? How's it going? It is so excellent to see you today. Let's save. It's been a while since we saved. In games where you can just save whenever and wherever, I always get like save anxiety. Brought the pizza. Nice. Fantastic. All right. And it's not going to let me leave. Just keep checking the area. Okay, what the heck are we missing here? I feel like we did everything here. That doesn't do anything. Can we call anybody? No. Well, then how come Gibson was able to call him? That's what I've been thinking this whole time. Not about the level of Snow 9 in the area has increased since then. The Snatchers may be using Snow 9 as a screen. Is there a Snatcher here with us? I probably think there is, maybe. None of that do anything. Okay. I feel like we've done all the things here. What the heck are we missing? There's evidence of struggle on the ground, but I can't interpret it. Gene's blaster's been bent like a twig. Investigate. No motion. Yeah. Let's investigate. Oh, freaking heck. You need to investigate the clothes more than one time. Wait, there's a scrap of paper in one of his pockets. Search the house. It's written on ordinary paper. I don't think we'll find any more evidence on his belongings. Alright. Alright, now moving ahead. It's a dead end. Now we're going to retreat. Maybe that was the last piece of evidence. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, motherless! Search the house. Seems holding something in his right hand. What? Right hand. It's hair. He's holding several strands of hair. In addition, there is skin tissue under his nails, probably from him scratching his attacker. Would you look at that? Oh, hair.
Now analyzing recovered hair sample. Analysis complete. Results on the display. 1. Chromosomal analysis of cells from the papilla and root reveal 46XY. Subject is male. 2. Hair color, brown. Hair structure reading of 65 indicates European subject, wavy hair. 3. Attachment of root structure and thickness of the base of the strand suggest hair was pulled out of follicle. 4. Enzyme antibody analysis indicates subject is blood type A, Rh factor negative. 5. Cell component distribution indicates presence of artificial protein compounds. The results of the analysis strongly suggest that the strand of hair was pulled from the scalp of Jean's attacker during their struggle.
Look at that.
This strand of hair almost certainly came from a male European, blood type A negative Snatcher.
Would you look at that? Okay. Skin sample.
Now analyzing recovered tissue sample. Analysis complete. Results on the display. 1. Enzyme antibody analysis indicates subject is blood type O, Rh factor negative. 2. Chromosomal analysis of cells in the sample reveal 46XX. Subject is female. 3. Cell component distribution indicates presence of artificial protein compounds. 4. Number of melanocytes in sample indicates that subject is Caucasian. The results of the analysis strongly suggest that the tissue sample, a cluster of skin cells, was scraped from the subject during a struggle with Jean. These skin cells almost certainly came from a female European, blood type O negative Snatcher.
Interesting. Maybe there's more than one Snatcher involved. Gibson said, I've cornered a probable male Snatcher. Is that everything?
An analysis of Jean's stomach reveals a major lesion on the caloric region of the gastric membrane.
So, Jean had an ulcer, huh?
Yes. In addition, I read a substantial quantity of partially digested organic compounds.
Organic compounds? If you can determine the composition and the degree to which the food's been digested, we may be able to figure out where Jean's been.
Holy crap.
Now making incision in Jean's stomach to analyze organic compounds present. Analysis complete. Results on the display. Results of the analysis indicate the organic compounds are primarily composed proteins that have been exposed to digestive acids for approximately 3 hours. Amino acid structure of the protein suggests the meat is that of a buffalo.
Buffalo meat?
Yes, buffalo meat. The results indicate that Jean ate buffalo meat somewhere about 3 hours before he was killed.
Let me write that down. Buffalo meat. Just adding some notes there. Doing some detective work. Probably there's nothing else here. We've completely searched the body. I've recorded all images. Okay. Let's save. You're going to forget about that tomorrow and wonder what you spoke before you wrote those notes. Buffalo meat? Search house? Okay. And let us exit now. Get on out of here. Let's keep checking the area. Mother... Search the house. What is that supposed to mean? Who knows?
You can do it!
It could be Gene's last words, Metal. You keep this as evidence, will you? Alright, now storing paper scrap in my internal chamber.
I'm reading movement.
Ah! Ah! Something just ran across that doorway!
Snatchers?
Unable to confirm. I suggest we investigate.
FBI, open up!
I was actually like, what the... Same. That's where I was fine until a moment ago. Maybe it's a sensor defect, but I think I'm picking up a sound off in the distance. Can you hear it, Gillian? That's odd. Seems like my ears are going out on me. Maybe it's due to a change in air pressure. You hear that? You probably just hear a lot of my fan blowing behind me. I thought that was my phone notification going on. Turn on the volume on your TV. Can you hear that? That sounds like a clock. Do you hear that? I'm picking something up from the direction of Little John. I thought Little John's functions were totally dead. All right. Let's take a look here. Just to be on the safe side, you should save frequently from here on. Don't mind if I do. You don't have to tell me that twice. Let's save again, shall we? Why do I feel like Freddy is about to jump scare us? Save completed. Yes, I would like to continue. Let us proceed. All right. Wait. In sectors. Oh! Ah! Frick! I'm like right in front of the screen and I'm freaking missing. Motherless. I've lost the motion rating. I feel like I might need to like recalibrate this or something. If that was me calibrating it earlier. I don't know. That was close, wasn't it, Gillian? Yes. Thank you, Will. Peck, I got hit 4 times. Now activating first aid systems. I'll stop the bleeding. Thanks, Metal. Blood flow stopped. Disinfection completed. Now injecting Junkers, blood, fluid supplement, and painkillers. Finally, some nanomachines healing agents. Youch! Ooh. That should be sufficient for the time being. That was close. Got to be more careful. Alright. Can we just leave? If we waste any more time, Little John won't be the only one whose parts are scattered all over. Let's get out of here. Thank you. In sectors. Oh, mother of ShamWow. Mother. Look at that. I think I was too close to the screen before. The motion reading has vanished. Okay, let's get out of here.
We're getting out of here.
Sorry, I cannot go with you.
What's wrong with you? Hurry it up.
I am incapable of locomotion.
What on earth are you blabbering about? Let's go. It's gonna blow.
Please save yourself. I am paralyzed with fear.
Whoa, that was excessively loud.
Jeez, my ears are really ringing.
That's because you left the volume turned up.
Damn snatchers.
There is no need for concern. I have stored all the information about the evidence and the area in my memory.
What if you did leave the volume
to
turned
Junker
up?
headquarters.
That's the kind of like fourth wall breaking stuff that Hideo Kojima does. Like, if you've ever played the first Metal Gear Solid, you were very aware of this. So good.
We've returned to Junker headquarters.
Ooh, that was some first day.
Now entering the building.
Let's get out of here. We're getting out of here. Nice.
We've entered the lobby.
I'm sorry. I wish I could have done more.
You performed your duties quite satisfactorily. This is the chief's office.
Well, Seed, that was a pretty rough first assignment to draw. You made a great effort, though. I've studied the data transmitted back by Metal Gear, so I know all about what happened out there. It's too bad about Gibson. He was a great junker. Seed, I need you to take over for him. You're the only one I've got left who can battle this Snatcher menace.
Roger that. Let's do a little savey save. Again. Smiley face. So many Easter eggs in his games, even seeing the Japanese brands in this. Yeah, for sure. Returning to the investigation. All right, cyberspace, I'm going to take a very quick break here. My cat is desiring to be fed again. So I'm going to go take care of that. Have you played Sonic Mega Mix Mania? No. I played the original Sonic Mega Mix. I really liked it. I didn't realize there was a Mania version of that. So that's cool. Let me write that down. Also, what's going on, Super Ducky? How's it going? Sonic Mega Mix Mania. Is it like a new game, or is it just like the other Mega Mix using the Mania engine? I'm doing well. I'm doing quite well. It's just a guy is hot up in here. So we got we're sleeveless today. So yeah, that whole thing. Mod for Mania that came out a couple of months back. Or does it have any relation to Sonic Mega Mix? Or is it just it's a completely different thing? Either way, that's pretty cool. I love Sonic Mania. That game plays so well. It's been a little too long since I played it though. I need to do a playthrough of it. Full blown remake. That's cool. I'll have to check that out. Okay, I will be right back. Give me a few minutes. Don't nobody go nowhere.
Jagged lines across the sand, the crumbling buildings in our minds are all that stand. Just like the buffalo blindly following the herd, we try to justify all the things that have occurred. I don't know what I've been told, but the wishes of the people can't be controlled. I don't know what I've been told, but the wishes of the people can't be controlled. Heat of the desert, dust settles on my face. Without a compass, the soldier knows no disgrace. Out of the ashes, the eagle rises still. Freedom is calling to all men who bend their will. Here I am, dirty and faceless, waiting to hear your instruction. On my own, invisible warrior, I am a wind of destruction. The hot wind blowing, jagged lines across the sand. The crumbling buildings in our minds are all that stand. Just like the buffalo blindly following the herd, we try to justify all the things that have occurred. Heat of the desert, dust settles on my face. Without a compass, the soldier knows no disgrace. Out of the ashes, the eagle rises still. Freedom is calling to all men who bend their will. Here I am, dirty and faceless, waiting to hear your instruction. On my own, invisible warrior, I am a wind of destruction. Freedom is calling to all men who bend their will. All men who bend their will. We fight for justice in a forgotten place. Fulfill our duty, vanish without a trace. Don't need a medal for all the men we kill. Freedom is calling to all men who bend their will. Here I am, dirty and faceless, waiting to hear your instruction. On my own, invisible warrior, I am a wind of destruction.
Wind of destruction. Cool, yeah. Okay, let us continue. Appreciate All Unleashed a lot more, knowing that it was really a reboot of the entire franchise after the absolute whiplash of 06. Funny story, I've actually never beaten Unleashed. I played a lot of it, and for some reason I got distracted with something else, and I never beat it. And I really need to go back to it and play through it again. But yeah, getting a Metal Gear song during the stream is peak Inception. I didn't even think about that. That's great. Fantastic song. What play? Oh, Endless Possibility. Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. Okay. Moving along. Okay, what were we doing? I forgot what we were doing. You'll love Eggman Land. I didn't get that far. I don't remember how far I got exactly. Yeah, I wanna go back to that one and play that all the way through. And Sonic Boom on Wii U is on my list for some reason. I still want to play that, for better or worse. Let's look at the chief. What's the problem? Is something hanging from my nose? Latest information from data networks all over the world is collected here. Data from Metal Gear is also on a real-time link into this system, so that means I'm being watched. Interesting. Oops. Let's look at the window. There's a night view of New Kobe. I never get tired of this view. This view of New Kobe at night. How gorgeous. It appears to be a picture of a vase. There are no references in my data to such a painting. Sonic Boom. I know a guy that did a fire cover of Sonic Boom. I appreciate that, Will. That's definitely up there with my favorite covers that I've done. Probably my favorite, to be honest with you. I think Night Trap is up there too. You know, there are a handful, but pretty sure that's at the top of the list. There are no paintings. This is by unknown strange picture. Let's look at the sofa again. This is a sofa. Are you tired? Get going with your investigation. Well, the last time I didn't do every single thing I needed to do, we went in circles for a while. What? This is a PDD and LCD general. I mean, this is probably all the same stuff. Whatever, screw it. Let's see. What are we doing here? Let's talk to Harry. Let's see. How's that wound doing? I've already injected him with nanomachines. They will have him back to full strength in no time. Hang in there, Seed. Thank you very much, Chief. Preach. This is engineering. Oh.
Well, so our new junker has returned. I really thought you were better than that. Harry, what kind of backup was that supposed to be? If you were a better junker than that, Jean wouldn't have had to die out there.
Harry, that statement is incorrect.
Don't worry about it, Metal. Harry's right.
Jean... Sorry, it's not your fault.
Metal, would you give Harry the memory chip we pulled out of Little John?
Of course. Harry, this is Little John's memory chip.
Ask. Forget about work, Gillian. I just can't get in the mood for that kind of thing right now. I understand. Let's investigate here. You stop that, you wet behind the ears. No. Wow. I'm reading significant... Oh, frick. He seems to have been drinking heavily. Judging from the chemical structure of the inks used in the printing process, I would estimate this poster dates from at least 1/2 century ago. It must be really special to him. He's repaired it in several spots. This looks like it's been cut out of a larger picture. Look at that. Did I read that? Just flipping through your videos, and I have to agree. I think Sonic Boom is my favorite too. That's cool. Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of one that I like better than that. But yeah, for sure. Got some. I think I planned out the next several that I'm gonna do, and they're. I'm excited about them. I'm pretty excited about them. I know that there hasn't been one released on the channel in like 3.5 months, and that sucks. Life has just been crazy, but I'm getting back to it, and we're doing the thing. So I don't know exactly when this next one is going to come out, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about the next several songs I'm gonna do. I'm trying to kind of branch out a little bit more, so we'll see how it goes. inevitably there will definitely be more Sonic songs on the horizon. But just kind of trying to branch out a little bit, do a little bit few other things that I've been wanting to do from geek culture. Would actually kill if you did some sort of Valve related remix. I can't think of any Valve music. Suggestions? My ears are open, so definitely let me know if you have something specific. I don't know if I told you, but since I got FL Studio, my remixes have gotten a whole lot better for starters and actually decent guitar VST. That's cool. What guitar VST are you using? I use Shreddage Jupiter and Shreddage Hydra for guitar, with bias effects for all the processing and like all the pedal processing and distortion and stuff like that. I think we can probably piece out here. I guess let's go. Gene Gibson is his name. So let's go to... Can we do anything in here? A chip metal remix of the suit replenishing sound from Half-Life. I thought about playing the... There was a version of Half-Life that was going to be released on the Dreamcast, and as far as I know, it was done. But they ended up canceling it because the Dreamcast got discontinued. So they didn't want to release it on they didn't want to release it on a discontinued system. But yeah, I did download it. So I've always been curious to check that out and play through it on Dreamcast, but I don't know. Could be cool. This is the detectives, and we should investigate Gene's personal items. We must learn what he was doing before he was killed. I see basic detective work. Ha 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 ha. Okay, what are we doing here? Let's look. Let's look at the locker. This is the locker that Gene was using. It says personal things should be in there, right? And let's look near it does. Isn't it antique? This is the one Gene was using. Let's take a look inside. Okay, so let's look near desk. There's an old style working desk. There's drawers installed. Desk drawer. I'm afraid it's locked. I cannot open it. Good thing we have a key. Nobody uses keys anymore. But we have an antique desk here. Cha-cha-cha-cha-ching. As I recall, Gene had a key. Use. Key. There's something in the drawer. Capsules are in the drawer. And a disc. Look at that. It's a SFZ called Metal GTX connected to guitar rig, and that has sounded a whole lot better than any free stock. Oh, that's cool. Metal GTX. Let me write that in. I've not heard of that one. That's cool. Yeah, I'll have to look into that one. I'm always down to experiment with the new stuff. Like I can't get too comfortable with one sound for too long, right before I start experimenting with something new. I got something that I had been doing that I had not been doing before. I got a Neve preamp specifically for my Commodore 64 leads and stuff. So I think it sounds pretty great. So I'm looking forward to getting more use out of that. But so far, I'm really liking the stuff that I'm doing with it. It sounds pretty good. That, and then I had this when I did Endless Possibilities, but I added an SSL preamp for the Sega Genesis synth that I have. So the bass, the Sega Genesis synth bass that I'm using is it is an actual Sega Genesis sound chip that is going through an SSL preamp that I am recording. And then the Commodore 64 lead in moving forward is going to be coming from my Commodore 64 Ultimate that we played on stream a handful of months ago. It's going to be coming from that. Actual Commodore 64 SID chips, the actual sound chips are in this thing. So coming from that into a Neve preamp, and that is going to be in the recording. So I think they sound pretty great. IMHO. Yes, Paul. Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm quite thrilled about that. Things that I have been able to purchase with some of the finances that have been generated by the channel. So it's not just money that's going off into whatever Never Land. I am actually using it to do stuff for the music and stuff that's being produced. So yeah, pretty cool, I think. Okay, let's look at the disc. It's a 5-inch floppy disk. A 5-inch disc, nobody uses those. Yeah, definitely, at this point, nobody uses those anymore. Let's look at the capsule.
What kind of medicine is this?
I'll perform an analysis. Acid inhibitors, membrane-protecting agents, H2 blockers. This is medication for an ulcer.
Jeez, it looks like Jean's stomach was really in terrible shape. Then what was he doing eating buffalo? It seems a little unusual. Perhaps there was some reason that he had to eat buffalo.
Scanning hostile biodats. Man, I want to finish Half-Life Alyx. I have not. That's another one. I started it and then I got distracted and I didn't finish it. But I was really enjoying what I was doing. That's why you have members, views, and people in your stream, because you make great products and constantly work to make it even better. I appreciate that, Will. I appreciate that. And I appreciate each of you that are sitting here hanging out with me as we're just playing video games and talking about this stuff. I literally cannot tell you how much I appreciate you even just engaging with the stuff that's going on here for serious. For mega serious. I greatly appreciate each of you. Woo indeed. Okay, so scanning huts. I don't remember any of the music in Half-Life Alyx. Actually, I was so. The thing I remember most about Half-Life Alyx is how much detail is in the hands. That's what I remember most about it, because it is. You think about it, right? And it's like if you're playing. This is a VR game, by the way, for those of you who don't know. So if you're playing a game where you can literally hold your hands up right here, like you got to have some serious detail in the hands, right? So I just remember being blown away by how the hands look and the like contraptions that you have on your hands, the like glove things. Okay. Because instead of having a HUD, you can see like your stats and stuff on the little displays that are on your hands. Okay. Anyway. Okay, what did we do here? All right, let's investigate the locker. There's a coat hanging inside the locker. Let's investigate the coat. They really put so much detail in that game, especially in such an early time. Yeah, for sure. I want to play it. My computer kind of at the time was struggling a little bit with it, so my computer is since then is much better. So I'd be very curious to give it a whirl again. I still have a Quest 2, so I'd be playing it, on my computer with the Quest 2 wireless link or whatever. I still hesitate to do a VR stream. I'd like to do it, but I question if I'd be able to stomach that, if I'd get motion sickness doing that for 3 hours. We just have to take lots of breaks, maybe. Check the pockets. Always check the pockets. A chess piece was in the coat. Would you look at that? Been loving Half-Life Alyx, but I absolutely can't stand in one spot. Yeah, for me, the thing that gets me specifically, it's turning in the game when I'm not physically turning. If I'm physically turning, then it's fine. But the moment I start doing something in the game that I'm not physically doing, then it messes with me. And I know that there are different control methods that you can do that make it a little more tolerable, but it kind of ruins the immersion for me. I don't know. It's like, would I rather get motion sickness or ruin the immersion? I don't know. Chess piece. It's a chess piece made of wood. Look. Maybe there's like writing on it. It's a chess piece. This could mean something metal. Let's hang on to it as evidence. All right, I will store this chess piece as evidence. I'm sure it must mean something. Okay, can Metal Gear do something? No. And for added experience, every time you die in a VR game, you should take a shot before retrying. That would be tragic. That would be tragic. Then you have... Yeah, that's... Super Ducky, that's exactly what I was about to mention, was those haptic vests that when you get shot, they like jolt you. Or then you have, the guy that he made like I think it was like a YouTube video or something where he made like a haptic vest that actually shocked him whenever he got injured in the game. Doesn't seem safe. I don't know. Okay, so desk drawer, disc, PG screen becomes R real quick. Exactly. Let's look near desk. There's only one drawer. This is the logger Gene was using. Let's look at all this junk and see if there's any stomach medication Gene was taking. This capsule may have something to do with all this. That one always said I recorded the results of it. Okay. It seems a bit dramatic with the vest. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, whoa, that's excessive. Makes you be a little bit more careful about getting hit. If this might have something to do with Gene's investigation, I was sure it did. So we could probably take that disc to the computer room and put it in the computer. Maybe. If there's a 5-inch floppy drive. I saw a guy put sandpaper in one of his Oh, no. Why? Oh, no. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Okay. I feel like that's everything. Unless we can use something. We already used the key. I have to find the computer room. Yeah, let's go to the computer room. Where shall we go? To the computer room. Bro, that reminds me. I saw on... I think I saved a picture of it. I saw this random post from this person that they... it popped up. I'm in like a retro computer. Where the heck is it? Here it is. Like a retro computer group. And they, people post pictures of their setups and whatever. And this guy, they posted this picture. Hang on. They posted this picture. And this is like, they have like a corner desk. This is like a Windows XP setup, like desktop setup. But the thing that really caught my eye, and I've talked about this before, these are all Nokia phones. These are all some like Nokia brick phones, like some Nokia smartphones. Like this one, that weird one with the dial that I showed you guys a while back. That was my first smartphone there, except mine was blue. But I just really freaking appreciated that somebody shared my affinity for Nokia phones enough to have a Nokia phone collection. I just greatly appreciate that. So, anyway. And they got the N-Gauges. They got the N-Gauges up there, the Nokia N-Gauges. The big one and the little one. I have the little one now. And then that's the original N-Gauge. And this is another Nokia smartphone thing. I remember seeing this when it was a new thing. but that's wild looking. This was when Nokia was making crazy weird phones. They were just doing some really interesting things. But anyway, I thought that was super cool to see somebody to have all that, and then also they have the Disney CRT on the top with their Windows XP, Samsung monitor. I don't think it's like a gateway or anything like that. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I appreciate that he has all that on display and not tucked in. Same. This is what drives me up the wall about a lot of collectors. It's like, no shade. But for me, when I collect something, I want to be able to look at it and enjoy it. If I have to collect enough of something for it to live in a bin, then I'm not enjoying it in any way, shape, or form, right? Some people, they do like, pulling stuff out and looking at it and whatever, but for me, I like to be able to just like look at the shelves, and think about the memories of how I got a game or, a system or whatever. I have my freaking, Night Trap collection right here next to my desk so I can see it all the time when I'm sitting here. I'll throw shade. Why spend money on tuck it away? Yeah, Yeah. Anyway. No comment. I really think Nokia could make a huge comeback right now if they pull. I agree with that. Like the whole I feel like there is a market for, not a completely dumb phone, but not a completely smartphone somewhere in the middle of that. And actually, Commodore, funny enough, is releasing a phone that's kind of in the middle of that somewhere. But it's like basically an Android flip phone that it's locked down a little bit, so you can't just install whatever you want on it. But it has like some things on it that are, like Uber and like a camera, like maps and stuff like that, but you can't just like install a bunch of social media stuff on it, whatever. And I think that's cool, but it's like I don't know. I feel like something in that vein, Nokia could make a killing with. Yes, will indeed. Exactly. Okay. Better shut the locker. I would love to have a less than smartphone for work. It would make my work body happy to separate work parts. Yeah, for me, it's tough. I've definitely kind of pulled myself back on a lot of phone usage over the past year or so. Like I deleted a lot of stuff off my phone. So there are a handful of things on there. But for the most part, I'm just trying to kind of distance myself from my phone as much as possible. I'm trying to be less engaged with my phone unless I'm like actively doing something. Does that make sense? If I actively need to use my phone to do something, then I will. And it's convenient to have that ability, but I'm trying to be more intentional about the things that I'm doing instead of just like blindly scrolling on something, right? And it's so funny because like I said, I got into smartphones. I guess it was like 2002, probably, when I got my first smartphone, that Nokia phone. And I do not say this to toot my own horn. You guys know that I try to be as humble as possible, but like I saw all this coming, where it's like you have, and this was back when everybody had like, some kind of like an iPod or a Zune or something like that, and you had all like a PDA and all these different devices. I saw this coming, where it was like, okay, now we have a phone that's powerful enough to just do this entire thing, right? So you have one device that does everything. But what I didn't see coming was, okay, we got there, but now we're going back, and everybody wants to separate everything again. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But I appreciate this kind of like lean into more analog stuff, and, kind of trying to disconnect and unplug more. Totally understand. I'm just waiting on a way to stop my clients from calling or texting me at 3 a.m. while I'm on Hawaii on vacation. Yikes. Yeah, that sucks. Honestly, one of my favorite things about going, it's been many, many, many years since I've been on a cruise, but one of my favorite things about going on a cruise was not having, I mean, you can pay for Wi-Fi, sure, but just not having cell service and, you know, just being unreachable for several days. I thought that was the most magical thing on the planet. Or when my wife and I would go to visit her her uncle's house, which is it's like in the mountains in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. And when you're at his house, there is no cell service. You literally have to physically leave the house and walk somewhere out, like walk down the road to get service, or walk down the mountain rather. This is the computer room. If there is any information you wish to study, you can look it up using the Jordan system. Let's use Jordan. Please insert your ID card. Best moments of that trip were when I locked the phone in the safe and went to the beach without it. Love that. I feel that. I kind of did. When last time I was at the beach earlier this year, I didn't ever leave my phone like in the room, just because sometimes my wife was actually like kind of halfway working on this trip, so sometimes she was like inside and whatever. But I put my phone in my backpack, so I had it with me, but I was trying to just like not use it, right? So but just in case she needed to get in contact with me or something, then I had it. So or, you know, my mom was coming by and like feeding the cats and stuff like that, just in case. Yeah, for reasons like that. But yeah, anyway. Okay. Let's see. How about Gibson? Let me just do this really quick. I don't think this is going to tell us much of anything, but Gene Jack Gibson, runner, junker, agency, age 55, height, weight, blood type, family, wife, Alice, deceased, unfortunate, daughter, Katrina, age 18, officer in police science division since 2015, wife killed by Snatcher in Bioroid Panic of 2046. Yikes. Requests and is granted transfer to junker agency, December 2047, killed in the line of duty while pursuing a suspected snatcher. Bummer. I love waking with music playing, so needing to walk for cell service is a dream come true for me. Nice. What, waking? Walking. I love walking with some music playing. Yeah, that's cool. I've gotten into this thing recently. I think I told you guys about this a little while back. Sorry, I'm just like going on 100 different tangents here. And actually some of these I got from Big Money Bowman a little while back, but so how do I say this? I don't really want to listen to music off of CDs, but I want to get the CD, rip it, you know, do like a high quality lossless rip of the CD, and then have that CD. I have a music, like it's called Jellyfin, like a media server running on my server in my house, and then whenever I'm out and about, rather than using Spotify, I use my own media server, so I'm actually playing music that I have at home. Does that make sense? So it's basically like I'm it's like it's my library, and it's like having, you know, an MP3 player or something like that, but I'm accessing it remotely, if that makes sense at all. But recently I picked up a few albums for just like barely anything at all. DIY Spotify, exactly, except it's music that I have purchased. So this is my freaking haul of CDs. I actually just ripped these the other day. But I got these for not too terribly much from Big Money Bowman. He actually bought at the, I think it was at the Utah convention he was at. He bought out, somebody had a bunch of discs, a bunch of CDs. DIY non-monetized Spotify, exactly. So got this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze soundtrack. This is some kind of re-release thing that has, it actually has an enormous soundtrack. I haven't listened to this whole thing yet, but yeah, I got the Back to the Future soundtrack. This is the OG soundtrack. It's got all the tracks from the first movie and then some of the orchestral stuff. So that's cool. Always wanted that, so that was pretty cool that he had that. This is a progressive metal band called Symphony X. They are quite excellent. I quite like them. But this is one of my favorite albums that they did, The Odyssey. Lyrically, it's based on The Odyssey. Just a coincidence that the movie The Odyssey just came out. But yeah, really, really cool band. If you like progressive, if you're a musician and you like complicated music and you like metal, then you will probably like this. I got this new. This is the new Electric Callboy album. I unashamedly love this band. It is like one of my new favorite things in the world. It's like electronic music mixed with metal, and many of the songs that they do are the lyrics. It's just fun. It's not like a bunch of serious stuff. It's just fun. Like the title track, Tan's Need, or however you say that, it basically just means like dance envy. So it's like a song about aliens making everybody want to dance. So stuff like that. Perfect Dark Zero soundtrack. If you've ever played Perfect Dark Zero, you know what to expect. It's kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. Similar to Perfect Dark on the N64, but, kind of electronic, kind of rocky. This is actually one that surprised me because I have not played StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. This is the Zerg campaign in StarCraft 2. Traditionally, I don't really like the Zerg music, but I have been listening to this constantly since I ripped this. So this is I love StarCraft. StarCraft is one of my favorite PC games. So I had not heard this before, but I just picked it up because it was StarCraft. But I was very pleasantly surprised by this, so this was very good. This soundtrack melted my pants off. Backdraft is an older movie. I think, when did it come out? Late 80s, early 90s? 91. Just about some firefighters. It's been forever since I've seen it. I want to rewatch it. But this is a really old Hans Zimmer soundtrack. And it's very good. It's just a very, very good soundtrack. And it has two, early 90s pop rock kind of songs on them with all the 90s synthy things that we all know and love. But yeah, really, really cool Hans Zimmer soundtrack. I got this a while back. I talked about that Star Trek soundtrack, and then X-Men First Class. Love that. Also from Big Money Bowman, obviously had to get the Jurassic Park soundtrack. So this is just the John Williams soundtrack from the first movie. Could you technically do this music rip? Yes, absolutely. I have done that several times. In my library are several Sega CD and Saturn games are in my library, and I need to do that. I forgot what it was. Something I got recently I need to do that with. But it just depends. Like Snatcher, a lot of the music in Snatcher is actually just Genesis music. It's not actually played on the disc or played from the disc, so it just kind of depends on the game. I got the GoldenEye soundtrack. So this surprised me because I mentioned this a few weeks ago when we were talking about GoldenEye and James Bond and stuff, but I have not watched GoldenEye in a long, long time. Obviously, we played the game a handful of months ago, beginning of the year, but I didn't remember what the heck the GoldenEye soundtrack sounds like, but it's so interesting to me how like they nailed the game soundtrack, because the game soundtrack it has the vibe of this soundtrack. I didn't even realize that. I kind of thought it was just kind of its own thing. But it's like the GoldenEye N64 soundtrack. It's like they reference this, obviously the James Bond theme, but they reference the sound of this the movie soundtrack. So I thought that was pretty cool. I never knew that. We're almost done. This is a new Transformers the movie, the soundtrack, the reformatted edition. So this is basically like some remix covers of the original Transformers the movie 1986 soundtrack. Pretty cool. Still like the original better, but it's pretty cool to hear some like fresh takes on some of these songs. And then finally, another Hans Zimmer soundtrack. Got Gladiator here. I really like this soundtrack. The only thing I don't like about it is that there's lots of like voiceover stuff that happens in it from the movie, like voice clips from the movie that play on top of the music, and it's like I just want to listen to the music, man. I don't really want all the voice clips and stuff. But anyway, okay. Sorry, I just had to go through that side tangent there. Okay, where did my pen go? Found it. About to shower real quick. Very cool. Okay, well, I don't... Was there another computer in here that I could put... Area? Just a fraction... Now back to our Sega ADHD game. Yes. Input is via the archaic but effective keyboard and cursor systems. How come it's not voice recognition? It's to prevent unauthorized use. The keyboard measures and records your pulse, fingerprints, body temperature, and other data while you're using it. Wow. Ask computer. This host computer is... I wonder what RM1013, if that references anything, because a lot of the things in this game, a lot of times Hideo Kojima, it's like an Easter egg, like some kind of abbreviation like that is like some kind of Easter egg for something else. Well, can I do anything with the disc here? This is a 5-inch floppy disk. It appears there is not a thing in here. This game takes place in 2046, 2047, something like that. And funny enough, it references Metal Gear. Like it's not. This is not Metal Gear Solid, but it. They specifically, your little companion here is named Metal Gear, and the guy specifically says it's named after Metal Gear. From that series. So this is technically the same universe as that. So that's pretty freaking cool, I think. I don't think I can do anything with the floppy disk here. Maybe... There was not anything in here, was there? I also love references like that, Super Ducky. I greatly appreciate that. And it was funny because when Metal Gear's first like walking onto the screen, you kind of like see his shadow before you see him, and so it looks like he actually the guy mentions Metal Gear, and then you see this giant shadow, and you obviously if you've played those games, then you think that you think it's gonna be like a giant Metal Gear thing, but it's just a little bro. There's an antique set that Gene was using. I don't think there's any... It doesn't appear there's any way to interact with the computer around here, so... I'll remind y'all in 20 years to see how accurate this game is. I hope not. There was like a mass extinction event that occurred prior to this game. So that's not what you want. Maybe let's go back to the engineering room. Well, that was 2020. I guess it bumped it up a little bit. I forgot when they said that happened in this game, but I think it was pretty near 2046 in the game. I do not know. Maybe Chief? Any leads yet? Let's see. Show. Evidence. Okay, let's show him some of this stuff. So what was Gibson trying to tell us? Search the house. We need to go to his house. That sounds like it could be bad. It's one of these things where I just like vaguely remember some of the pieces of this game. And I can't remember exactly what the move here is. So his keys to Gibson's desk. Did that. All right, Will. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your night and a fantastic rest of your week. And we will see you very, very soon for more cyberspace shenanigans here in this corner of cyberspace. Chess piece. Hey, chess piece. Never played the game. Harry, what did he say? Hey, crap. What did he say? Harry must know some. Okay, maybe. Okay, we'll go check with Harry after this. Gibson may have stored something about his investigation on this. Okay, let's go talk to Harry, I guess. Yep, he has sobered up a little bit. I put the bottle away. I'll just pretend you're Gene and do the best I can. It's very unfortunate. I hear you got hit by those insectors needle guns. Metal took care of the treatment for me. I've injected several nanomachines to help heal the wounds. Really, they ought to take care of it. And you're still young. You'll get over it quick. Okay. Do I need to maybe I show him some of this stuff? Scrap of paper? I don't have the slightest idea what that means. That's definitely Gene's handwriting. That's the key to Gene's desk. We knew that. Chess piece. That's a chess piece. Looks like a queen to me. Okay, great. That was very helpful. Take a look at this. We shouldn't use any 500 discs here at Junker HQ. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I heard Gene talk about having a PC-68 at home. Okay. So we got to go to his house either way, right? Right? He was a little hard-headed like me, but he was a good guy. We were the same age, you know. So that means you're still pretty young. Yeah, when I was young, I was given some brain activity stimulants. One other side effects is that it speeds the aging process, so I look a little older than I really am. What the heck? That sucks. Why would you do that? Katrina, the poor, poor girl. After Gene lost his wife, he put everything into his work. Katrina must have been really lonely. That's why she took that model job. She had to have something to help her over it. Buffalo meat. Buffalo meat. We wrote this down. We wrote this down here. Buffalo meat and search the house. Sweep the leg. I don't know why I said that. Buffalo. I don't need any of that weird stuff. Nanomachines. They're ultra-small, nano-sized robots. They treat the body's wounds from the inside. So I've got this miniature medical staff running around inside me. It's perfect for someone like you who dislikes doctors. Don't worry, they're specially coded so there's no reaction with the body of the host. Okay. I don't think there's anything else really for me to do here. Let me just really... I feel like this chess piece is some kind of clue for something, and I vaguely remember this, and I can't remember what it is. Nanomachine, son. Yes. Okay. Front. I'm alright now, Gillian. You can't stay depressed over these things forever. Gillian, I heard you were hurt. Are you alright? Is it getting better? Yeah, those nanomachines are really doing the trick. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Physically, I'm fine, but my heart is still in great pain. I know what you mean, Gillian. Do something. Smell. Sniff, sniff. That's a really great scent. You keep this up, she will probably dislike you immensely. I may be leaning in that direction already. Buffalo, I've never even heard of any places that serve that. He feels so sorry for his daughter. She's all alone now. He was out of the office almost constantly. He kept mumbling something about, I've got those snatchers now, or something like that. You found something useful in Gene's desk, right? One of those kind of guys. That's unfortunate. Always fun when the robots are blunt about their opinions. Exactly. I thought I needed to leave, but I don't have the ability to go to the parking area, so... Figure out what this search the house puzzle is supposed to be. Seeing what happened, you probably should check out Gibson's place. Or perhaps you need to find out where they serve buffalo around here. Even though he had an ulcer going, he was eating buffalo. Buffalo isn't exactly something you eat every day. It could provide you with a big lead in your investigation. Okay. He must have learned something important about them, but he didn't tell me a thing. He never said anything unless he was absolutely sure of himself. Katrina's the real victim in this. I let her know what happened, but it had to be a great shock to her. Katrina, you mean the girl who's doing the modeling job? Buffalo. A place would serve buffalo? Sorry, I can't help you on that one. But the analysis showed it had been about 3 hours since he ate it, so we know the place must be within a 3-hour travel radius of where he was, right? Smart. Smooth. I'll appreciate that. Okay. Is there something else in here? There's coat hanging inside the locker. There's nothing else in the coat. I've been hearing a lot about buffalo. Okay. So we're trying to figure out there was another detective like us that he was killed by one of these snatcher things, which are basically TLDR. That snatchers are like this like race of robots. They're like Terminators. They go and they kill somebody and then they take their spot in society. And these detectives are specifically assigned to try and figure out what the heck's going on and stop them. And then this other detective, he got killed by one, and your little Metal Gear robot companion did a scan on his stomach and found that he had consumed buffalo meat in the past 3 hours. So we are trying to figure out what kind of to do next. We know we need to go to his house, and we need to figure out what restaurant he ate at. So that's that. Okay. Well, we already did this, but let's just make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay. Yes. Nothing else in the drawer. Keel, yes. Okay. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to do in here. Everything seems pretty done. Probably this doesn't change at all. Yeah, all that stuff's the same. Okay. Nothing to do in the detective office room thing. So let's go. I guess talk to Harry again. Maybe we missed something here. Harry, you're doing a pretty good job. Appreciate that, sir. You just basically said I was terrible earlier, but I know I met this guy somewhere. Some late 20th century pop star. Young kids say I'm just stuck in the past, but your memories of childhood tend to stay with you. Yes, but she was a pop star well before you were born. Yeah, but there was this boom in popularity of old stars when I was a kid. A photograph of a boy. It's my only memory, a picture of me when I was a kid. That's cool. Here's a bottle of brandy on the desk. It is the one that Harry was drinking. Judging from the chemical structure of the inks used in this, we've already done that. Can't see his parents' faces. This is odd. I thought that Harry only drank Japanese sake. What's this, brandy? What's this? There are numbers written on the label. It says, oh, let's write that down. 3, 9, 5, 6, 4, 4. Okay. What was that? That was the brandy bottle. I don't even know if that matters, but it's always good to have those numbers like that just in case you need them. Brandy bottle. Okay. I don't know if we need that, but whatever. Wait, frick. We showed him all that stuff, so we don't need to do any of that. Man, okay. I don't know. We looked at everything. We investigated everything. Does Metal Gear do anything? Let's go ahead and do a save. It's been a while since we saved. That makes me uncomfortable. Good point on that, because you always had to address the details in a Kojima. Yeah, I mean, for example, there's this one time in the first Metal Gear Solid where you have to tune to a specific frequency, and I don't remember what the hint is, but you get the hint that you need to look at the back of the case or something like that, and literally the communication frequency you need to tune to is on the back of the game. It's just like, it's freaking brilliant. It's brilliant. spoilers, I guess. My apologies. But you're welcome if you want to play that. Okay. I think we've done everything in here. I don't know. I mean, we did all this. Yeah, what the heck else is there to do? Let's see here. Yeah, let me look at the manual here. This could be helpful. So, I was just looking up names of people. So, Gene Jack Gibson. Harry Benson. Okay, let's look up Benson. Look at that. Age 46, blood type B+, blah, blah, blah. Leads special anti-snatcher force Foxhound before being named Junker Chief. Isn't Foxhound something from Metal Gear Solid? Also served as tactical instructor in Foxhound Special Force in 20s. Participated in 2033 Wellington Olympics in June. Yes, that's what I thought. That's pretty funny. The little details that you wouldn't really know, you wouldn't get, right? Unless you went in here and you looked up dude by his last name. Let's see. Let's look at Gibson. Wait, we did that. Didn't we do that? Yeah, we did that. We did that. I don't think this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're kind of doing this thing where I'm thinking too hard about it. Katrina is Jack's only daughter. Yeah, so I can't. I'd have to search for Katrina Gibson, maybe. That's her remodeling where blah, 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 blah. Maybe it'd give me her address, though. Let's try that. I think I need to know where they live to leave. Right? Am I hallucinating? Katrine... Gibson. Katrina Gibson. Age 18, blah, blah, blah. Only daughter of Gene Jack Gibson, won Miss 17 contest in 2046. Currently a popular model in holographic advertisements. Dislikes identifiable by heart-shaped birthmark on her inner thigh. Noted. Dislikes identify. She doesn't like that she's identifiable by that, I guess. Okay, I guess that's not. Well, Jordan, buddy, I don't know that was very helpful. Let's go back and talk to the chief again. Well, Chief, it's not going the greatest because I'm not sure what to do now. Figure what this search the house puzzle is supposed to mean. Seeing what's happened, you probably should check out Gibson's place. Or perhaps you need to find out where they serve buffalo around here. Welcome back, Emmanuel. Welcome back. How the heck am I supposed to figure out where they serve buffalo around here? How am I supposed to leave? Can I not leave or something? This is night view of New Kobe. Of course, there's a thorn hidden among all this beauty, a thorn known as the Snatchers. I don't know. I'm not sure what the next maneuver here is. This is honestly probably a pretty good stopping spot. We can. I do want to keep rocking and rolling with this game, so we'll pick this up next week. We do a savey save. We're going to finish her up there. You know, I hope we can continue the investigation together soon. We shall. And we shall, sir.
On March 25th, 2025, MichaelK said, his weakness is a www freak.
What? Thanks, Clap. Ah! I need to, I don't want to fumble around in this game. I'm not going a whole stream without a command. I appreciate that, Super Lucky. I'm not going to fumble around too much in this game. I want to keep making progress. So if I get stuck for too long, I will look up what the heck I need to do next. So this coming week, I'll kind of find a good guide or something that we can reference, because I don't want to waste too much time, right? Like I want to experience the game. I'm not too concerned with doing every single freaking thing in the game over and over and over again until I figure out, not to wuss out, but I want to make progress here. So anyway, hopefully you guys are enjoying this game. It is it's very interesting as it starts to unfold and you start to kind of learn more about what's going on and everything like that. So yeah, we will be back at it next Tuesday with some more Snatcher related activities. That's great to hear, Super Duck. Great to hear. But yeah, this was a high on my list as far as games that I wanted for the collection, so I was pretty happy to get this one, and it is pretty sought after nowadays. So I did not think I was ever going to be able to add this to the collection, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I have 3 detective notes here that we will resume operations with next week. But anyway, Cyberspace, I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you and your presence here this evening. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night and a fantastic rest of your week. And I will see you 1 week from today for some more MichaelK TV. Deuces.